All the others got simple matches. So why did I end up with a deadly alien sentinel? Mara swiped her match badge across the quarantine bay scanner. Heavy doors ground open with a hydraulic hiss. She stepped inside, boots echoing on the grated deck. A shadow exploded from the dim corner. Claws slammed her shoulders down. Mara hit the deck hard, breath exploding from her lungs. A massive alien loomed over her. HFY the Sentinel. His obsidian scales gleamed under the red emergency lights. Forearms pinned her wrists and ankles. His slit-pupilled eyes bored into hers. "Threat code," he snarled. Fangs glinted inches from her face. His chest rumbled, sinking to the rapid thump of her heartbeat. Some implant locked on, she realized. Primitive instinct or tech? Didn't matter. He tracked her pulse like a predator. Mara forced calm into her voice. No panic. Panic killed techs. Station Safety Protocol 7 Beta. Authorized pairing via Match Program Directive 19. Release me now, Sentinel HFY. He didn't budge. His grip tightened, scales rasping her jumpsuit. Humans lie, code incomplete. "It's complete," she snapped. Air recyclers hummed overhead, masking her shallow breaths. Badge verified entry. "You're bound by treaty. Stand down." HFY's head tilted. His nostrils flared, scenting her sweat. The station's alarms blared suddenly. Sharp. Piercing. Red lights pulsed faster. "Intruder alert." A voice boomed over the intercom. Coordinator Ilan Rose clipped tones. "Bay ceiling. Mara Vance. Your pairing with Sentinel HFY is locked. Irreversible per-program overrides." The door slammed shut behind Mara with a final clang. Sealed tight. No escape. HFY's eyes narrowed. "Trap? Not for you." Mara twisted her wrist, testing his hold. Solid as Durasteel.
"For both of us. Match program's glitching station-wide."
"Get off." He released her ankles first, then wrists. Mara rolled to her feet, brushing deck grit from her palms. She met his gaze level. 7 feet of coiled muscle, bred for war on some high-grav world. Humans whispered about sentinels like him. Unstoppable guardians, but feral with strangers. HFY rose slower, towering. His tail lashed once, knocking a crate aside. "You command me? I lead us out." Mara clipped her toolkit to her belt. The familiar weight grounded her. Multi-tool, welder, scanner, her lifelines. "Grab your gear. We're moving." He stared, then snatched a harness from the wall. Blades, pulse rifle, shield emitter. Strapped it on in seconds. Efficient. Mara punched the bay console. Locked. She yanked her scanner from the kit. Power surge in the seals, she muttered. Wires sparked behind the panel. Not random. Sabotage. Someone cut the overrides. HFY growled low. Enemy working on it. Mara pried the panel open. Exposed circuits fizzed. Her fingers danced. Bypass relay. Reroute O-power. Sparks bit her glove. She ignored it. A vent above rattled. Loose grate. HFY's head snapped up. He lunged, shield arm extended. The grate exploded inward. A drone whirred out. Claws extended. Red eye scanning. HFY swatted at midair. The drone shattered against the wall. Shrapnel pinging, but not before it fired a dart. Mara ducked, the dart embedded in her toolkit, sizzling. "Poison," HFY hissed. He scanned her with a wrist implant. Green light. Clean. For now. Mara sealed the panel. Doors hissed open. "Let's go." They burst into the corridor. Station bustle halted. Techs gawked at the Sentinel. Whispers rippled. That's HFY. The one who shredded pirates last cycle. Mara ignored them. Her scanner pinged. Multiple alerts. Main habdeck. Match program hubs compromised. HFY matched her stride. Rifle ready. His bulk cleared a path. Humans parted like water. You run. Fragile. Keep up. Mara vaulted a fallen crate. Alarms wailed louder. Bulkhead ahead buckled. Another drone swarm poured from a side vent. HFY roared. Blades whirred from his forearms. He carved through 3 drones in a blur. Sparks flew. One latched his arm. Claws scraping scales. He crushed it barehanded. Mara skidded to the wall panel. "Cover me." She jacked in her scanner. Code scrolled. Vrak's signature. Saboteur. Framing sentinels to crash the program. Drones buzzed closer. HFY shielded her. Pulse rifle barking. 2 down. A claw grazed his thigh. Green blood welled. Done. Mara yanked the plug. Lights flickered. Drones dropped, circuits fried. He glanced at her. You fight like Var, Keth. Var what? Sentinel elite. His tail flicked approval. First crack in his suspicion. They pushed to the hub. Coordinator Rowe waited, flanked by security. Her scales paled. Another alien. Admin cast. Bance. Get that beast under control. Programs haywire. Pairs rejecting. Not a beast. Mara shoved past. Console screens flickered with failed matches. Vrax hit the core. I traced it. Rowe's eyes widened. Impossible. He's locked in brig. What? Mara patched her scanner to the console. Data flowed. Drones from his cell block. He's loose, using matches for access. Keth Var scanned the room. Ambush scent. Mara smelled it too. Ozone burn. Vents hissed. Gas canisters tumbled out. Down, she tackled Rowe. Keth Var leaped. Shield flaring energy bubble. Gas bloomed, harmless against it. Security choked, collapsing. Mara crawled to the console. Fingers flew. Vent seals, purge cycle. Air cleared. Keth Var hauled a guard upright. Breach. East conduit. Rowe coughed. How? Toolkit. Mara snapped it open. Oxygen scrubbers bypassed. Standard fix. He nodded once. Grabbed her elbow, gentle this time. We hunt. Rowe straightened. Authorized. Sentinel, protect your match. Keth Var's implant beeped. Locked deeper now, synced to Mara's pulse. Steady, trusting. They plunged into the conduits. Dim service tunnels, pipes hissing steam. Mara led, scanner guiding. Keth Var's bulk scraped walls, but he moved silent. Vrax underestimates humans, she said. Thinks we're soft links, proven wrong. His voice rumbled close. Heat from his body cut the chill. You fix. I kill. Teamwork. Footsteps echoed ahead. Vrax, slight figure, cloaked in shadows. He spun. Plasma cutter raised. Sentinel filth. Program ends here. Keth Var charged. Vrax dodged, cutter slashing. Blade scored his arm. Scales parted. Mara flanked. Multi-tool sparking arc. Vrax whirled. Technician? Useless. She jammed the arc into his cutter. Overload, explosion lit the tunnel. Vrax screamed, clutching charred hand. Keth Var pinned him, blades at throat. Surrender. Vrax triggered wrist implant. Deck buckled, charges. Mara dove. Rigged! Pull back! Keth Var snatched Vrax and her, leaped as floor collapsed. They tumbled into main corridor. Security swarmed. Rowe arrived, cuffs ready. Framed you perfectly. Matches were his keycards. Vrax spat. Humans break first. Mara stood, dusting off. We adapt. Keth Var released Vrax to guards, turned to her. His claw brushed her shoulder. Light. Testing. Bond holds. Her heartbeat quickened under his scan. Not fear. Sync. Alarms silenced. Station hummed normal, but Rowe's comm buzzed. New alert. Sentinel pairs activating galaxy-wide. Vrax had accomplices. Keth Var's eyes gleamed. We go? Mara clipped her toolkit tighter. Together. A shadow flickered in the far vent. Not over. Keth Var's bulk filled the corridor behind Mara, his armored shoulders shoving a passing engineer into the bulkhead. The engineer stumbled, tools clattering. Watch it, freak! Mara spun, heart pounding. The alien sentinel loomed twice her height, scales rippling under dim strip lights. His yellow eyes locked on the man. Claws flexed. Not fight, she snapped, grabbing Keth Var's wrist guard. It burned cold under her palm. Follow only, he growled low, vibrations humming through her bones. But he stepped back. Another worker approached from the left, dockhand with a crate. Keth Var surged forward, arm barring the path like a ferro steel gate. The crate scraped to a halt, inches from Mara's face. Get this lizard off me, the dockhand barked. Mara ducked under Keth Var's arm. He's assigned. Match program. Back off. The dockhand sneered but retreated. Keth Var's tail lashed, knocking a panel askew. This couldn't continue. One spark, and he'd shred the corridor. Mara scanned ahead. A supply alcove yawned 20 meters on. She yanked his wrist guard harder. Here. Now. He resisted a beat, then lumbered after her. She dragged him into the dim recess, crates stacked high with conduit coils and filter packs. The door hissed shut behind them. Space tight. His breath rasped hot against her neck. Mara faced him, chest heaving. No time for full speech. His implant translated slow, glitchy. She raised both hands, palms out. Stop. Kethbar tilted his head, frills flaring. She pointed to herself. Mara. Command. Tapped her chest twice, then jabbed a finger at his chest plate. Kethvar. Guard. No block. No fight. His eyes narrowed. Claws twitched. She shook her head sharp. No. Extended one arm straight ahead. Follow. Arm length. Held up 3 fingers. 3 steps back. A rumble built in his throat. Mara held eye contact. Breathe. She inhaled slow, chest rising, held 4 counts, exhaled. Repeat. His frills eased a fraction. She pointed between them. Team. Clenched fist, then opened palm up. Trust. Kethvar's claw rose slow. Touched her shoulder. Gentle pressure. Testing. Nodded once. Team. He echoed. Voice grapple over steel. Door hissed. Mara shoved out first. Corridor bustle resumed. Shift change peaking. Kethvar shadowed exact. 3 steps back. Arms reach. Better. They pushed toward the docking bays. Mara's toolkit bounced at her hip, heavy with welders and diagnostic probes. Coordinator Rowe's words echoed. Prove compatibility, Vance. Or we scrap the pair. Easy for her to say. Kethvar's race. Jorath Sentinels. Guarded empires. Humans? Soft skins. Per briefings. Fragile diplomats in the match program. Mara fixed a flickering panel en route, bypassing fried relays with a jury rig. Sparks died. Lights steadied. Kethvar grunted approval. Dock worker ahead, burly, grease-smeared, hauling a plasma manifold. He spotted them, spat on the deck. Rose joke, pairing meat with murder maws. Jorath Butcher belongs in a cage. Kethvar froze, posture shifted, spine arched, frill snapped full erect, claws unsheathing with metallic snicked, tail coiled for strike. Yellow eyes blazed. The dock worker paled but doubled down. Yeah, you. Sentinel scum. Last one gutted 3 crew before cryo drop. Lethal escalation primed. Mara knew the signs from Rowe's Simvids. One lunge, and Kethvar's blades ended the man. No winning that fight, not for her 5-foot frame. Mara dropped her toolkit. Clang echoed. Stepped square between them. Back to Kethvar, facing the dock worker. Arms wide. Hey. Voice level, walk away. Dock worker laughed harsh. Or your pet rips me. Or, I report you for provoking a sentinel. Mara kept breath steady. In 4, hold 4, out 4. Log it now? He blinked. Muttered curses. Hefted the manifold. Stomped off. Kethvar's heat pressed her back. Claws hovered near her shoulders. Not touching. Breath slowed to match hers. She turned slow. Met his gaze. Good hold. Claw brushed her arm. Light. Affirming. Primary, he rumbled. Command source. Mara nodded, picked up toolkit. Team. He fell in at arm's length. Perfect shadow. Relief flooded her. First hurdle cleared. Bays loomed ahead. Freighters groaning under load. Rowe waited there, datapad in hand, to assess. But whispers rippled through workers. Heard the match glitched alarms. Sentinel's kill count triggered lockdown. Mara ignored it, focused on stride. Kethvar's presence deterred stares now, not provoked. A klaxon whooped distant. Cargo breach. No, standard drill. They reached the bay mouth. Rowe spotted them, waved frantic. Vance, keep him leashed. Dock worker from before shoved past a loader, face twisted. Lizard tried to shank me. Security. Lies. Mara tensed. Kethvar's frills twitched but held. Rowe paled. Escalation already? Programs DOA. No. Mara stepped forward. Handled. Ask him. Dock worker jabbed finger. She covered for it. Kethvar growled soft. Mara shot him a palm out. Stop. Rowe tapped her comm. Logs. Confirm. Silence. Stretched. Worker shifted. Clear. Rowe read finally. No breach. Stand down. Dock worker flushed, retreated, muttering. Rowe exhaled. Lucky. Jorath instincts override commands easy. How'd you manage? Mara shrugged. Rules. Signals. Breathe. Glanced back. Kethvar stood sentinel, unmoving. Rowe eyed him wary.
He's locked on you.
Primary mark. Rare fast. Teamwork. Mara clipped a loose conduit on Ro's panel. Quick twist. Fixed. We sync. Cathvar's claw tapped her shoulder once. Affirm. Ro nodded slow. Proceed to Sector 7. Calibration run. Prove it holds. Mara let out. Cathvar shadowed flawless. Sector 7 corridors narrowed. Vents humming overhead. Fewer workers. Tension eased in Mara's shoulders. Footsteps scuffed behind. Lone figure. Hooded. Vrax. No. Just maintenance. Cathvar's head snapped that way. Blocked subtle. Body angling. Mara signaled ease. He complied. Deeper in. Alarms flickered on a side panel. Red pulse. Unauthorized access. Glitch, Mara muttered. Popped it open. Traces. Hacked keycard. Match program logs. Ro's voice crackled over comm. Vance. Report anomaly. Checking. Fingers flew. Isolating code. Sabotage signature. Someone spoofed a pair. Off. Contain it. Sentinel guard. Cathvar's claws readied silent. Mara sealed the panel. Fixed, but eyes open. They pressed on. A shadow shifted in a far vent. Quick flicker. Gone. Cathvar tensed. Mara felt his scan lock. Not yet, she whispered. Team. He held, but his tail curled protective around her ankle. Calibration chamber ahead. Door sealed. Inside. Test drones hummed active. Ro's warning buzzed. Drones, sim threats. Don't kill them. Mara palmed the lock. Hissed open. First drone launched, blades whirring, targeting her vitals. Cathvar blurred, snatched it midair, crushed frame gentle, dropped wreckage. Control, Mara said. He nodded. Next drone dove. She sidestepped, multi-tool sparking arc. Disabled circuits. It clattered inert. Cathvar grunted impressed. Third came dual. One fainted high. Mara counted breaths, ducked low, jammed probe into underbelly. Cathvar impaled the second on claw tip. Retracted precise. Ro's voice. Sync at 98. Unheard of day 1. Drones stilled. Test passed. Mara wiped sweat. See? Humans adapt. Cathvar's claw grazed her back. Strong, soft skin. Bond sparked. Trust solid. But as they exited, that vent shadow lingered in Mara's mind. Hooded figure earlier. 2 deliberate alarms shrieked through the corridor. Mara Vance's wrist console lit up crimson. Coolant pressure spiking in the maintenance ring. Steam hissed from a distant grate. The station's core would boil in minutes. She bolted. Feet pounded grated deck. Cathvar's heavy tread matched her stride, claws scraping metal. His bulk loomed at her shoulder, tail flicking alert. Vance, halt. His voice rumbled, guttural over calm. Kill zone ahead. Sabotage seals it. Mara didn't slow. Pressure's at critical. We vent or cook. She dodged a sparking panel. Eyes locked on the ring access hatch. Heat already prickled her skin through the jumpsuit. Cathvar lunged. His massive frame blocked the path. 4 arms splayed wide. Amber eyes narrowed under ridged brow. Human fragile. Eye clear first. She skidded to a stop, chest heaving. His scales gleamed under emergency strobes, each claw longer than her fingers. Feared Sentinel. Bred for war. But the readouts screamed now. No time. Mara yanked magline from her belt. Coiled tether. Magnetic clamps. She whipped it around his midsection, snapped ends to the safety rail. It locked with a thunk. Stay, he snarled, muscles bulging against the line. Release. Now. Trust me. She slapped his chest plate, solid as hull armor, then dropped to the vent grate. Priber sparked, grate clattered free. She crawled in, shoulder scraping durasteel. Darkness swallowed her. Pipes throbbed hot overhead. Air thickened with coolant mist, stinging eyes. Her console pulsed, rupture at junction 7B, 50 meters ahead. Cathvar's growl echoed behind. Vance! Extract. Watch and learn. She pulled herself forward, knees grinding. Sweat soaked her collar. A drip hit her neck, scalding. Behind his claws scraped the rail. Magline held. Good. Junction loomed. Pipe split wide, green coolant jetting in pressurized arcs. Frost rimmed the edges, flash-freezing metal. Station shuddered, lights flickered. Mara wedged her body against the bulkhead. Multi-tool out. Clamps first. 3 quick seals pinched the gash. Coolant slowed to a seep. Not enough. She sliced a gasket from her thigh pouch, spare seal, tough polymer, cut it square with vibroknife, slathered sealant from a gel pack, thick as tar, pressed it over the clamps, held firm with her palm. Pressure fought back. Her arm trembled. Come on. She twisted the last clamp. Sealant oozed, hardening under heat. Jet sputtered, died. Console beeped green, pressure stabilized. Mara exhaled, backed out, coated in slime. Then spat her onto the deck. Kethvar loomed. Magline frayed but intact. His tail uncoiled from the rail. Eyes wide. First time she'd seen that on him. Impossible, he rumbled. One claw extended, recording light blinking on his vambrace. Soft skin repairs kill zone breach. With scraps. She wiped her face, grinning through grime. Station scraps, human tricks. Unclipped the magline, tossed it to him. He caught it midair. Tested the weave. Request authorization. Learn these tools. Rose's voice cut in over comm. Vance. Kethvar. Status. Alarms cleared. Patched, Mara said, but check logs. That spike was no accident. Acknowledged.
Sentinel, confirm sync protocols. Kethvar's gaze stayed on Mara.
Sync optimal. Human exceeds parameters. His claw grazed her shoulder, light, deliberate. No snag this time. Warmth spread there. Trust. Earned in slime. They pushed toward the core ring. Air cooled, but Mara's skin crawled. That vent shadow from before. Too quick, too gone. But it'd figure in the crowd earlier. Watching. Kethvar's nostrils flared. Centrace. Intruder.
Quiet hunt,
she whispered. Hand on multi-tool. Footfalls echoed ahead. Cloaked silhouette darted into a side conduit. Kethvar tensed, claws flexing. Mara grabbed his arm. Together. He nodded. Tail brushed her calf. Anchor, they advanced. Inside, tools scattered. A data spike lay discarded, auth codes glowing faint. Sabotage tool. Kethvar hissed, snatched it, spoofed pair match. Targets us. Mara's console pinged. Incoming alert from Row. Vrak's signature detected. Saboteur. Lockdown pairs. Too late. Conduit vents hissed open. Gas flooded. Kethvar shoved Mara behind him. Lungs sealed his vents shut. He swiped air clear. She sealed her mask. Vrax wants the Sentinel blamed. Frame job. Protect soft skin. His voice muffled. Claws raked a sensor. Disabled the gas feed. They burst into the next ring. Shadows twisted. Footsteps fled. Mara sprinted after. Kethvar matched. A wall of muscle at her flank. Corner ahead. Figure spun. Hooded. Vrax's silhouette. He hurled a plasma charge. It arced toward the coolant lines. Kethvar blurred. Caught it bare-clawed. Armor sizzled. He crushed the core. Sparks died. Vrax fired. Stunner bolt. Mara rolled. Sparked her multi-tool. Arc jumped. Shorted his weapon. He snarled. Bolted for the airlock. Seal it! Mara yelled. Kethvar's tail lashed. Whip crack. Tripped Vrax mid-stride. Sentinel pounced. Pinned him. Rose team swarmed in. Secure the prisoner. Vrax thrashed. Match program flaw. Sentinel glitch. Lies. Kethvar's claws pressed his throat. Human proved. Mara knelt. Yanked the hood. Scaled face. Traitor markings.
You spoofed our pair.
Slipped restrictions. Row arrived. Scanner out. Confirmed. Rax exploited the bond off. Framed Kethvar to discredit Sentinels. Kethvar released him to restraints. Stood tall. Claw to Mara. Tools. Teach. She handed over the multi-tool. Deal. Row blinked. Sync at 90. 9.2. Record. Station hummed steady. But Mara caught Kethvar's glance. Vent above. Shadow flickered once more. Not gone. Deeper threat lingered. Kethvar's tail curled around her ankle again. We hunt. She nodded. Team. Heat. Lingered in the pipes, but trust burned hotter. Console stabilized. Yet a new ping hit Mara's wrist. Auxiliary core. Pressure spiking again. Vrax's parting laugh echoed. One leak down, more to flood. Kethvar growled. Claws readied her magline. Mara grinned. Round 2. They charged. Station groaned, under hidden strain. Sabotier's network ran deep, but her scraps waited. His strength guarded. Together, unbreakable. Kethvar's tail whipped across Mara's path. He shoved her into the shadow of a conduit stack. His growl rumbled low. Sent. Unauthorized. Hide. Mara hit the deck plating knees first. The auxiliary core hummed ahead, pressure gauges flickering red. Vrax's laugh still echoed in her head. One leak down, more to flood. She twisted to peer past his bulk. Kethvar crouched low, spines bristling along his neck. His slit pupils locked on the corridor junction. "What is it?" Mara whispered. Her multi-tool buzzed in her grip. Ready. Chemtrail. Saboteur past recent. Not Vrax. His claws scraped the bulkhead, scenting deeper. Close. Mara's wrist comm pinged again. Auxiliary core breach imminent. They needed inside. Now. She scanned the access panel 10 meters out. Standard lock, but logs would tell the tale. Goal. Trace the intruder before the core blew. Kethvar's ears flattened. He blocked her path with one massive arm. Threat first. She ducked under. Logs first. Cover me. He snarled but shifted, shielding her flank. Mara slapped her multi-tool to the panel. Sparks flew as it interfaced. Lines of code scrolled her visor. Access granted at 1437. Credential. Maintenance tech. 47. She cross-checked station manifests. No such tech on shift. Forged, she muttered. Sloppy, pulled from decommissioned roster. Kethvar's head snapped up. Drones inbound. Whirring filled the corridor. 3 security drones rounded the corner. Red scanners sweeping. They locked on Kethvar instantly. Highest threat entity. Alien Sentinel. Claws extended. Mass exceeding human norms. Alarms blared. Target acquired. Lethal force authorized. Lasers charged with a high whine. Mara's heart slammed. No time for protocols. Kethvar lunged to intercept, but the drones pivoted, beams tracking his spines. She dove for the nearest service console, a wall-mounted diagnostic unit, half obscured by pipes. Her fingers flew across the keys. "Stay back," she yelled. Kethvar roared, batting the lead drone aside. It spun, hull cracking, but the others fired. A beam grazed his shoulder plate. Sizzle. He twisted, unharmed, but the third drone flanked him. Mara jacked her multi-tool into the console port. Manual handshake routine. Old station trick bypassed AI overrides. She punched the sequence. Ping, off, spoof relay. Flood dummy signals. Code cascaded. Drone stuttered midair. "Got you," she breathed. The lead drone plummeted, rotors winding down. Second hovered confused. Scanners blanking. Third fired wild, scorching the bulkhead above Kethvar's head. He smashed it against the wall. Shards rained. Silence dropped. Mara yanked her tool free. Consoles stabilized. Drones offline. Kethvar turned, yellow eyes wide. Steam rose from his singed plate. "You," overrode. In plain sight. Basic handshake. AI hates surprises. She stood, brushing debris off her jumpsuit. His tail flicked. Once, testing her ankle. Not pulling away this time. He scented the air again. Trail freshens. Exit path. Vents. Claws pointed to a grate overhead. Pried loose. Follow. Or, I carry. Mara eyed the core readouts. Pressure spiking faster. Saboteur inside rigging floods. Goal. Stop the breach. But Kethvar's spines quivered. He wouldn't budge without her safe. Teamwork, remember? She nodded at the grate. You track. I logged the spoof from here. No. His claw hooked her magline. Safe room. Lockdown. The station groaned. Pipes rattled. Hidden strain building. Mara pulled against his grip. Core's gonna vent if we wait. Kethvar hauled her back. His strength pinned her without effort. Tail coiled her leg. Protective, unyielding. You proved fragile worth. Now obey. She twisted, multi-tool sparking at his wrist comm. Sync pinged. 99.4%. Fragile? I just saved your hide. Drones twitched on the deck. One rebooted, eye flickering red. Kethvar kicked it silent, then scooped her up, one arm like a vice. Hunt alone. You secure. He bolted for the nearest safe room hatch, 20 meters downspin. Mara pounded his chest plate. Put me down. We need. Bulkhead seals hissed shut behind them. Safe room engaged. Red lights pulsed. His claws set her on the bench. Door iris locked. You're kidding. She snapped. Kethvar's spines relaxed a fraction. Discipline. Sentinel code. He tapped his temple. Bondoth holds. Track returns. Her wristcom showed core pressure critical. Alarms wailed station-wide. Rose's voice crackled through. Bance. Sentinel. Report. Multiple breaches lighting up. Mara accessed the safe room panel. Limited feeds only. Ventcam. Kethvar vanished into the ductwork. Claws scraping silent. Scent guiding him. She flagged the forged credential to Central Security. Tech. 47 linked to Vrax's cell. Remote access. Network deep. Like he said, a shadow crossed her feed. Not Kethvar. Slighter build. Cloaked emitter flickering. Saboteur number 2. Come on, she muttered. Safe room protocols barred override. But service hatch. Under the bench. Maintenance access. A kind of door. Kethvar dropped from a vent into the auxiliary core chamber. Steam jetted from cracked seals. Scent burned his nostrils, same as the trail. Laced with accelerant. Saboteur crouched by the main valve. Injector in hand. Sentinel crouched low. Claws extended. No sound, no mercy. The figure spun. Hood low. Scaled face, like Vrax. Traitor clan markings. Sentinel! Stand down! Match glitch. Lies. Kethvar pounced. Saboteur dodged, spraying chem foam. It burned Kethvar's eyes. He roared, swiping blind. Injector clattered. Valve hissed wider. Back in the safe room. Mara pried the service hatch. Sparks flew. She crawled in, magline clipped. Ducts narrow, human-sized. Perfect. Her visor pinged Kethvar's position. Core chamber. Heartbeat elevated. Combat. She slithered forward. Pipes scorched her palms. Goal. Flank the saboteur. Seal the valve manual. Rose voice again. Vance! Stay put. Sentinels handle threats. Not this time. Mara dropped into a subconduit. Core loomed ahead. Grates glowing orange. Kethvar shook foam from his muzzle. Vision cleared. Saboteur circled. Vibro knife out. Humans weak. You guard trash. Kethvar lunged. Knife scored his arm. Blood welled. Minor. He countered. Claws raking the traitor's shoulder. Scream echoed. Valve groaned. Pressure maxed. Flood imminent. A grate clanged behind the saboteur. Mara dropped through. Multi-tool arcing. She jammed it into the valve controls. Sparks erupted. Seals clamped. Saboteur whirled. You! Kethvar struck. Pinned him face down. Claws at neck. Bond holds. Mara yanked her tool free. Core stabilized. Green lights flickered on. Rose team breached the chamber minutes later. Restraints clicked on the second traitor. Vrax cellmate. Roe confirmed. Planted overrides. Framed sentinels again. Kethvar rose, blood dripping. His eyes met Mara's. Tail curled her waist, brief, firm. You disobeyed. She grinned, wiping sweat. You needed backup. He rumbled, almost a purr. Human backup. Acceptable. Roe scanned them. Sync at 91. 9 precedented. Station steadied. But Mara's visor caught it. A tertiary ping. Cargo bay. Unsecured auth spike. Vrax network spider-webbed deeper. Kethvar scented the air. More trails. Mara clipped her magline to his belt. Round 3. His claw gripped hers. Together. They moved out. Alarms quieted. Trust sealed tighter than any bulkhead. But the shadows lengthened. One leak sealed. The flood rose. Mara slammed the safe room hatch. Seals hissed tight. Red lights pulsed overhead. Kethvar's claws scraped the bulkhead behind her. His breath rasped. Hot. Metallic. Lockdown confirmed, she said. Vrax's spike hit cargo bay. Rose rerouting teams. Were bunkered for the hour. He paced. Tail lashed. 3 strides end to end. The deck groaned under his bulk. Mara yanked open the ration locker. Foil packs tumbled out. She scanned labels. Protein gels. Hydrotabs. Stim shots. Enough for 3 days. She portioned stacks. You. Me. Shifts. No pacing. Burns energy. Kethvar halted. Mandibles clicked. Pacing sharpens. Sentinel doctrine. Not here. She taped schedules to the wall. You guard first watch. I sleep. Swap in 4 hours. Eat now. She tossed him a gel pack. It stuck to his claw. He peeled it, squeezed contents into his maw, eyed her. Human fragile. Needs guard constant. Mara snorted, ripped her pack open. Sweet tang hit her tongue. Fragile sleep's efficient. You pace, you snap. Seen it with rookies. She pointed at the schedule. Trust the rota. His tail stilled. He crouched. Claws extended, scratched lines into the deck plating. Deep gouges formed a grid, arrows looped. Circles marked, choke points. Protection doctrine, Sentinel core. Mara knelt beside him. Traced the scratches. Central circle. Her. Radiating spikes. Threats. His icon loomed at the apex. This you? Kethvar position. Claw tapped her circle. Van's core. Threats converge. Sentinel intercepts. She nodded, grabbed her multi-tool, etched beside his grid. Quick loops, crosses. Myad. Improv routes. Humans dodge, not just block. He leaned in, scented her marks. Oil and ozone, mandibles parted. Dodge fragile, Sentinel blocks absolute. Worked in the valve chamber. She met his gaze, vertical slits narrowed, ear block pinned fracks. My dodge jammed the seals. Claws flexed. He added slashes to her loops. Intersecting paths, combined. Acceptable. Mara grinned, pulled up her wrist pad. Blank slate glowed. Command list. Build it. Idioms for gestures. She held up 3 fingers. Human, eyes on. Means, scan high, Kethvar mimicked. Claws splayed wide. Sentinel, tread spread, means flank wide.